this is Straw Hat Gamer here to do my thoughts video on One Piece Chapter 818 Within the Whale. And I can't really call it that. I had to call it One Piece Chapter 818 Information. Because that's pretty much what this chapter was. It was chock full of information, and it was great information. Information we really needed, and also kind of information that caught us off guard. So, before I get into that, I want to get into a couple of little things that happened earlier on in the chapter that I do want to comment on. First of all, the cover page is kind of fun. It's kind of nice seeing Dragon and Sabo all together, and kind of see Dragon taking a bit of an interest in the Luffy's endeavors after blowing him off in that other chapter. And Sabo's face is pretty enjoyable. So, at the beginning of this chapter, we get like a little two-page kind of thing with Raizo crying over, all the destruction that went over in Zoe, and he's just so sad that all this happened because of him, and that was actually kind of a bit of a touching scene for one page, as sad as it could be for a character that was introduced a chapter ago. So, let's get into the big stuff in this chapter. The biggest thing, debatably, is the poneglyphs and more information on the red one that we saw last chapter. And the red poneglyphs are pretty much a map quest to what's it called? Raftel. Yeah. So there are 4 red poneglyphs in the entire world, and there's one here. There is 2 in the possession of the Yonko, which is interesting. It seems as though with all their power, they've come across it over time and had to kind of. I'm sure they've gone to a lot of places and just destroyed wherever they were and found it and like, oh, this is cool. I'll take this. But there's also that last one that we don't know where it is. But I have my theory and my feeling where it is. I believe it is in Elbaf. It is a place that we've been hinted at throughout pretty much most of the series from when we entered the Grand Line. And it's a place that we still need to go, and I still really want us to go there. And it would make sense, a civilization with a completely different race that is not very wide known, or everyone goes there and everyone comes back and forth. There are a lot of giants in the world, but we haven't really seen it yet, and it would make sense for something like Elbaf to have a poneglyph. So, another thing we learn about the poneglyphs in this chapter is that they were created by the Kozuki clan that we got introduced to last chapter, and outside of the Oharas, they are the only people who can decipher what the actual poneglyphs say, because they were the ones who created it, all of them, as books on pretty much the world. And they were indestructible, so that's the only way that that's the only reasoning why the world government hasn't destroyed them all, and the only option they had was to destroy the only people that could read them. So the final person who could apparently read them was Oden Kozuki, or at least the last generation of people who could read it was Oden's generation. And he's Momonosuke's father, apparently, and he was killed by Kaido and the Shogun of Wano before the information to decipher them could be passed down to Momonosuke. So Oden was also apparently on Goldie Roger's ship, which is probably the most interesting thing said in this chapter, because every other person in One Piece has either known Shanks or been on Goldie Roger's crew. And also, it would make a little bit more sense if Cat Viper and Dogstorm were on Goldie Roger's ship along with them, or at least had some kind of connection to them, because they were out on sea, as we have been told earlier in the arc. And that would also make a bit more sense on why they knew who Shanks was. So Oden also has read a few indicated by the last page, kind of inferred, but I won't really exactly say that this is exactly what he meant. But he has learned. He apparently has learned the history from all the poneglyphs from being on Goldie Roger's ship, and I assume also because he could read and decipher them and also write them, that he was the one in not Jaya, Skypiea, to write into the thing Goldie Roger had to say, because there's no way Goldie could have known that. So then if he was on the ship, he could have been the only person to actually know how to do this, and therefore that's how it happened. So now the last thing we have to figure out with all the information we've got in this chapter is the two routes we want to take: the Kaido route and the Big Mom route. Both routes need to be taken, but it is a question of which needs to be taken first, or if they will be taken at the same time with a split crew. The split crew option, as much as I've been hearing, like, we don't want to do that, we don't want to do that, we don't want to do that, it seems like that would be a viable option at this point, because we have a good amount of people to divvy up among the places. The Straw Hats can go to Big Mom's place and go save Sanji and their crewmate, and maybe Law's group, the three swordsmen, Momonosuke should probably stay with the Straw Hats just to make sure that nothing bad happens to him in Wano, and Cat, Viper, and Dogstorm can all go to Wano and kind of maybe not exactly take on Kaido at the moment, but just create a little bit of a maybe observe to scout out the enemy and just make a base of operations there in a way. That seems like a very viable option at this point. I wouldn't really rule it out, but if we do have to take the one at a time route, I might be saying we might be going for Big Mom first, because it seems a bit more urgent at the moment, and it seems like the Sanji wedding could happen at any moment, and that same immediate threat is not there for Kaido. I really did love the crew's reactions in this chapter. They were really funny to watch. Some despair from Nami, some really happy and really excited stuff from Luffy, some weary Usopp. It seemed really in character and really funny to just watch these interludes between all these bombshells in this chapter. And of course we got Law just in the background, like, what's up? I don't care. Whatever. Fuck. Bombshells? Whatever. I don't care. I'm Law. I can just stand here and be cool. So, last thing I want to talk about is Dogstorm and Cat Viper. I think I've brought this up before, but I still want to see them do stuff, and if we do the splitting up thing, I feel like maybe if they do come with us, I remember seeing them saying, if you go to Wano, we can go with you, but I don't think that's like a confirmed thing at the moment. But I do want to see Cat Viper and Dogstorm in action, because we haven't really seen that. We saw a bit of it with the Jack flashback, but if Jack does come back or they do go all the way to Wano, so we could probably get some good action with them, and that would be kind of cool. Also, Jack coming back would be a good spark for them to go to Wano, because they can follow the ships to get back to Wano and kind of sneak in a way. So, I think that's about it. I think that's all I have to say. Tell me what you thought about this chapter in the comments. This seems like a really good one we could discuss and throw out all these theories for. And I'll see you guys later in a different video.